Mr. Chatterjee, India's first president from Bengal, your comments today, sir, because of course, destiny is odd in a way, because we saw when Mamata Banerjee and Mulayam announced you as the list of 3 at that time, who knew where it would actually lead to? And today, last week, we had Mamata Banerjee supporting Pranab Mukherjee, and now he's the president. Your thoughts today, sir?
Well, of course, as a Bengali, I am probably happier than others maybe, technically, strictly. But I am happy that there is a competent person today, and a well-known person who has proved ability, is today the President of the Republic. Of course, it's not a ceremonial office. It's a lot of responsibility is imposed by the Constitution of India on the President. He represents the country, represents the ethos of the country. And of course, treated as the first citizen, I should treat a President as the first servant of the nation. But Pranab Babu, with all his experience over the years, over 40 years, I have seen him inside the house, although you are in different members of the different houses, but he has been in Lok Sabha as a minister in almost all the governments except the NDA government, and been holding different portfolios with, I think, with more than or the competent ability, certainly with great achievement he has held those positions. Therefore, with all his experience and with his civility and his experience over the years, he will be able to do justice, full justice to the office of the President. And that will be great achievement for all of us. And I must congratulate today his electors who have voted for him across the, forgetting the party lines even. That shows the general acceptability of Pranab Babu amongst the politicians, amongst the legislators in this country. Therefore, it's a good augury in that sense.
Yes.
And we are getting bogged into too many partisan interests nowadays. Therefore, I am unhappy. I'm sorry as a citizen of India of the intense political fight that is now taking place on the election of presidents, electing the President of India. And even there I find threats of legal judicial proceedings in the matter. Somehow it makes me unhappy as an ordinary citizen of India. But today we should feel that a new beginning, let us hope, will be made, and the politics of confrontation will not be taken to the position of challenging the post of President of India.
Exactly.
However, it's a great opportunity, and everybody is mentioning about Bengal. As a Bengali, I am probably happier than many others. But according to me, that's not the main criteria. The criteria is about his suitability for this office.
Of course.
And I wish him well. I've already spoken to him. I've offered my congratulations to him and my best wishes.
People have often talked of your moment as well when Speaker, when you decided to rise above, and as Speaker you had always actually risen above party considerations. A constitutional post and upholding it, how much does it depend really on the occupant of the post as well? How much of a personal stamp does each person bring to a constitutional post, in the sense of how would President Pratibha Patil's presidency and the personality of the occupant actually redefine a presidency or a constitutional post?
No, I don't want to make any comment on the outgoing president. But the question, it is obvious, these are constitutional positions. And our constitutional, apart from the very basis and ethos of our constitution, it's a democratic, parliamentary democracy is our system, and we know what are the parameters of the functioning of the constitutional bodies, constitutional offices. Therefore, anybody holding these positions, according to me, will have to abide by those parameters, irrespective of his past or future or personal predilections, personal choices. Those do not come into the picture at all. Therefore, Constitution has to be treated as supreme, and also these offices, holders of these offices have to lay down, those examples which the country should know and should follow in future also. Nothing to do with actual active or partisan politics here. You can't afford to do that. And these are positions where people look up to for guidance, look up to for inspiration, and look up to for setting standards of behavior, which I hope, I'm sure, that Pranab Babu will be able to follow
it's interesting, sir, you also said that because, of course, the run-up to today's victory actually was a bitter one, and in many senses the comparison was to the election of V.V. Giri in 1969. You've seen allegations of the opposition, P.A. Sangma making the point today that he wants a code of conduct for presidential elections as well. He referred specifically to financial packages being given to states. Did that disappoint you in the sense that the UPA is claiming political victory today, but are you dismayed perhaps by how this victory came about?
No, I don't know whether because of some provisions for some states people have voted for or against a particular candidate or not, but I have said already in another place that it's a matter of great sorrow for me as an Indian citizen, ordinary Indian citizen, that the presidential election is becoming a subject matter of intense political confrontation and fight. We should have tried to avoid this, and my appeal to all the parties had been, of course, no effect, that it should be treated in a different point of view than trying to flex one's muscles in this matter. That's a matter of great sorrow. I say, even today I hear there may be legal proceedings, judicial proceedings about the president's election, concerning the president election. People are congratulating him and at the same time trying to challenge his election.
In fact, I think
Somehow
Mr. Kumar just wanted
a bad taste in the mouth.
I think Mr. Kumar just wanted to react to that. Mr. Kumar, you've heard that allegation today, and it's been said by the BJD as well. Today, everybody's congratulating Mr. Mukherjee, but many people are disappointed with how this campaign was conducted.
No, I'm really sad. I'm sad as a citizen, I'm sad as a parliamentarian, and I'm sad as a politician. We had expected better from Shri Sangma. He has been a former speaker, but he started his campaign by raking up a completely untenable controversy regarding the forging of the nomination papers. Once that was over, he went into the campaign asking for votes in the name of tribal sympathy. And now that he's been defeated, and I don't hold that against him, he's already raked up an issue of the possibility of challenging the election. Now, I do not dispute his right to do so, but there are norms, there are certain yardsticks in a presidential election that we must observe.
No, but the code of conduct point, is that a valid point? No, why should financial packages be announced in the run-up to a campaign for the presidential election and then those parties fall in line in a sense?
No, I dispute the proposition that anybody has voted on account of any packages promised or given. That's absolutely a figment of one's imagination. What you do need, however, is a code of conduct for the future that would lay the outer parameters within which you will campaign. And one point I do wish to make, irrespective of the fact that in a democracy elections are fought as they have to be fought, there are views one way or the other, but please do not forget that the election to the highest office of the land is very different from an ordinary election. There have to be certain special yardsticks for these elections.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.